So you have some notes on how to run an engaging virtual meeting. That's something that we're
Yeah.
all dealing with right now. So, what would you say to people about virtual meetings?
Yeah, it's a hot topic. Hot topic. We're working with a lot of teams on this right now, and I think salespeople are the ones who are really good at hacking things. Figuring it out on our own. We're persistent, right? But we're seeing more and more salespeople, sales teams kind of hit the wall and say, we've got to rethink. We've got to take a step back. What's the best approach to this? And the reality is that sales has not fundamentally changed, and virtual meetings are not fundamentally different than in-person meetings. There are adjustments to make, right? Um, but it's real. There are some best practices that are shared. So so one of those things is your presence. How do people perceive you? That's not entirely different when you show up in person, when you visit a site, when you have an in-person meeting or lunch or whatever, than it is in a virtual meeting. The difference is that you have less time, right?
Yep.
Virtual meetings tend to start faster, but you want to make a good impression right out of the gate. There's been multiple studies that have come to the conclusion that it takes about 27 seconds for someone to have a fully formed perception of who you are. So that's a short amount of time to come off on to come off in the right way.
Yeah.
So some of the best practices when it comes to virtual meetings, how you show up. Number one starts with having a clean environment. Tony, we're taking two very different approaches here.
Yeah.
But they both work. Not to pat our backs, but I've got clean and simple brand. You've got clean and you've got a lot of personality, a lot of character. And what's great about your background is that there are things. I already noticed your manual. I wonder how that got there. From the Dale Carnegie course. I see, some other things that I could call out and talk about that gives an opportunity for a connection. But the point is that you want it to be clean and simple. You want to show that you're professional, so that you make that good impression. So avoid clutter. If you're going to use a virtual background, use something that aligns with your company, with who you are. If you usually go to trade shows, feel free to use pop-up banner if it fits, if it looks nice, if it's not out of context, if it's going to make more visual noise, don't use it. But that's important. Have a clean environment, and lighting and camera position matter. I think for the most part, people have figured that out by this point. But have good lighting, have it cast. So, eliminate shadows, don't wash yourself out. You might have to hack it, invest in something. You're probably going to have to invest in something to have a good, strong virtual presence. And camera position matters. You want to get it to as eye level as possible. There's, something that cinematographers and videographers have known for a long time that we haven't. And that's when you position yourself looking up to the camera, it kind of gives an impression that you think you're below. Whereas if you position yourself above the camera, looking down, it gives, the other person the impression that you think you're above them. So eye level is the best way to go. Let me know if any questions are popping up, but there's
I will.
couple of other best practices here. Look at your camera.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It's so hard
difficult
to do. It's so hard to do because, all right, side note, whoever invents the the teleprompter style, here's your video right in front of your camera so I can, make eye contact and see. Whoever invents it first, they're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, because especially right now. And that was the thing I was going to say is because you're so trained to give people eye contact when you're talking to them, right? So even if you're looking them in the eyes on your screen, you're still not looking at the camera. And so it's this difficult thing where, simple example, now I'm looking at the camera and I'm having a conversation with Dustin, but I don't really feel like I'm having a conversation with Dustin because he's in my peripheral vision, not in my direct line of vision. Now, if I'm looking at him, it's a slight difference, but, to the person on the other end, it could seem like something big.